What's going on, Mitchell Renz, Tom Downey here. You're watching NFL Daily. We got the top 25 NFL free agents in 2020. We're going to roll through these pretty quickly, so make sure that you guys are watching. We're getting to number 25, Tom. Not going to waste any of y'all's time. And Ndamukong Suh.
Very much a big name. The production has kind of dropped a little bit, especially in the sacks. That was also kind of the Bucs scheme, I think, a little bit. Freed up Shaq Barrett. He'll command interest, but I wonder if it's going to be another one-year mercenary-style contract.
I think the sacks dropped because he's getting a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to number 24, Trey Boston.
This man is long overdue for an extension. I do not understand what's taken NFL teams so long to pay the man. He's been a great safety for 3 straight years. Give him a multi-year deal and be happy with a clear-cut starting caliber safety. It shouldn't be that hard.
Number 23, Justin Simmons, safety, Broncos.
He's good. Now, he might not be a household name like some of the other guys we'll get to here. I like what Simmons has done. I think he's better kind of as a back-end free type, but kind of do a little bit of everything. Denver should be happy to pay him, but they've got other guys they got to figure out as well. But they've developed Simmons. Give the man a probably top 5 safety contract.
Number 22, the first wide receiver that we're talking about, it's Robbie Anderson. He does have good speed. As a player we talked about a lot during the trade deadline, now he's a free agent.
I wonder if the Jets will let him leave, because that's also very classic Adam Gase. I don't think it's the biggest need, but I will throw out a dark horse fit for Robbie Anderson, because, of course, if you need speed like Oakland does, he makes sense. Watch out for Carolina as a dark horse here.
Okay.
Robbie Anderson, Temple. Matt Rule, Temple. Just connecting the dots there.
I like it. We also got some notable free agents that didn't make our top 25 list. Jameis Winston, Phillip Rivers. It's actually pretty mind-blowing that Melvin Gordon couldn't even make our top 25. Just saying. Kenyon Drake, heck, I think Kenyon Drake played better than Melvin Gordon this year.
He did.
And then we got Joe Thuney there, offensive guard for the Patriots. If y'all had to pick one of these players, who would it be?
Gordon, or maybe the offensive lineman. I will make note here. I apologize if we didn't get your favorite free agent in. There are a lot of good free agents this year. There are a lot of good ones. So feel free in the comments to let us know what your favorite team is and who you want them to sign. We left off a lot of great guys, so please, you can yell at me in the comments. I'm sorry in advance is what I'm saying here.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break, so throw it in the comments. What free agent do you want your team to sign? Number 21, James Bradberry.
I like him. I still wonder if he's a little bit more of a great number 2, but he's still super young, and he's been the number 1 for Carolina. In what isn't an elite cornerback class, there are some very good ones out there, and we know that teams like to have corners. I wonder if Bradberry's going to get a pretty decent chunk of change. Carolina's in an awkward spot. A lot, and I mean a lot, of defensive players are free agents for them this year. They are probably going to lose at least a couple of them, and I wonder if they're going to franchise tag Bradberry or gamble and try and get it done in free agency.
So right now we got over 1,500 people watching us live on YouTube. If you love the NFL, if you love the draft and free agency, then subscribe to Chat Sports. Click that big red button that says subscribe. If you're colorblind, it might be a little bit gray. It still works the exact same way. Turn on those notifications so you know exactly when we go live. Next player, maybe Tom's favorite player in the entire world, Teddy Bridgewater. Number 20. If you do have a kid, it would not surprise me if his name is Teddy Bridgewater Downey.
Well, first off, my firstborn son name is going to be Timothy Rex Downey, so I can call him T-Rex, but that's beside the point. Teddy works. Yeah, Teddy Rex Downey, T-Rex Downey. Producer Brett, thank you so much. Maybe I can sell that one more to my wife because Timothy Rex is not flying so far. But Bridgewater, I've always been a fan of his. He's proven he can be a starter, and there are, unlike most years, Mitch, a lot of startable quarterbacks on the market this year in free agency. We left a couple of them off, actually.
Great. So we're going to have a little bit of fun here. Chat Sports, we're interactive. So for those of you that are watching this for the very first time, I need you to get your votes in. Pick a quarterback right now. Who would you go with? Teddy Bridgewater, I want you to type B. Jameis Winston. Can't believe we put W. I know it's his last name. He's not eating up too many of those.
You can eat that W.
Phillip Rivers.
I'm glad you caught that.
I
didn't think you were going to.
So let me know. Who would you guys go with? Pick a quarterback. So here on Chat Sports.
Look at all the bees flowing in.
Holy bees.
Do you know what that is, Mitch? That's called vindication. That's what that is.
Use smaller words. So pick a quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater, Jameis Winston, or Phillip Rivers. I'm going to type my B.
That's fair.
Typing my B. Let's go to number 19. We got Emmanuel Sanders on our list of top 25 NFL free agents.
I'm a big fan of Emmanuel Sanders. I have been for a while. People always looked at me confused when I said I actually like Emmanuel Sanders more than Demaryius Thomas. And part of the reason was he was going to have a longer career. Thomas relied on athleticism. Sanders is an elite route runner. He was such a perfect fit for San Francisco. I think they want to bring him back in what, frankly, is a down wide receiver class, especially once you get outside the top 2 or 3 guys. Maybe top 4 if you want to include Anderson.
Number 18 on your list from the New England Patriots, it's Devin McCourty.
I don't think he leaves. Like, he's still playing well. I think he loves playing for Bill Belichick. They can afford to bring him back. He spent his entire career with the New England Patriots. I don't think he leaves. If he does, he will draw a massive amount of interest in the open market.
Some other notable free agents on the defensive side of the football that just did not quite crack our top 25. You got Leonard Williams, defensive lineman for the Giants, Eric Armstead for the 49ers, Robert Quinn of the Dallas Cowboys, Corey Littleton of the Rams, and then Anthony Harris of the Vikings. Tom, out of those 5 players, who would you go with if you had to sign one player?
Look, if I'm ignoring positional value, I think Anthony Harris is the name to watch out there for. Minnesota had been looking for a safety to pair with Harrison Smith for a while. They found Harris about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. He's been really good for them, under the radar, but he's a damn good player, and I don't think Minnesota's going to let him leave.
Number 17 on our list, offensive guard, the Redskins, Brandon Scherff. Schreff.
Either way, just call him Brandon S. That makes it a lot easier. You don't hear his name that often because, by the way, that's a good thing. If you don't hear the offensive lineman, that means he's probably not getting beat. He allowed just 1 sack this past year, which guard that often ends up happening. The Redskins will probably want to bring him back because, you should invest in your best offensive lineman, if not your best offensive player overall. I think he sticks with the Redskins.
Tom, if you were a celebrity on Breaking Bad, you would look like Brandon S. Let's go to Jack Conklin, number 16. This is actually one of my favorite tackles in the league.
He had a down year last year, and Tennessee did not pick up his 5th-year option, which I think was the right decision at the time.
Yep.
Because he was coming off a down year. That extension was, that 5th-year option was super expensive, a little bit out of market expensive. But he bounced back this year, had maybe his best year ever. I know that he had, the 4 sacks there. I'll make note for Jack Conklin. 3 of those came in the same game in week 3. Beyond that, he was incredible. Tennessee wants to bring him back. We saw what happens with Trent Brown, Nate Solder. He's going to command a very big contract if they don't franchise tag him.
And he should. Ryan Tannehill's been great. Derrick Henry's been great.
Issue. You got both those guys as free agents.
I hear you. But Jack Conklin, guess what? He's playing this weekend. Tennessee Titans, they just beat the New England Patriots. Can we get a Titan up in the comments? I was super stoked when the Titans won that football game. If you guys have a favorite team that's still playing in the playoffs, go get this deal right now. Limited time only. Chatsports.com/NFL playoffs. We got t-shirts for the Titans. We got hats for the 49ers. We got this one, Battle Red for the Texans. We got a lot of Chiefs fans also, Tom. If you want this Chiefs hat, chatsports.com/NFL playoffs, but there's more.
Of course, if you're a fan of the team that's not in the playoffs, we got plenty of gear on sale for you there. You can go to the same link. Check the description. Check the comments. We'll have that in there for you guys as well.
Now let's get into our top 15. Ryan Tannehill.
One of the best surprises this year, Ryan.
One of the best stories in the
NFL.
NFL.
I am sorry that I doubted you. I would say I didn't mean it, but I didn't think you were much of an upgrade. So I was wrong. I will gladly take that L. Now the question for Tennessee becomes, do you give him a long-term deal?
Yep.
Do you franchise tag him? Do you gamble knowing you're not that close? Do you let him hit the open market? It's a tricky decision for the Titans because you got him for next nothing in a trade. He played out of his mind for you. Do you think more of the same, or does he regress back a little bit?
That's why I love this question. So everyone right now, come on. Get your Y's, get your N's in there. Is Ryan Tannehill a franchise quarterback?
I am normally against franchise tagging quarterbacks.
Okay.
Because it ends up costing you more in the long run. For Tannehill, unless he's willing to take a limited guaranteed money that is outside, I'd say, the top 10 or so, which is under 28, 27, so in that Nick Foles-esque range deal with, factoring in cap inflation, I would say franchise tag.
I'm a little bit
because I'm just not convinced yet.
I'm with you. I'm a little bit worried it's going to be a lot like what Mike Glennon did. I'm also trying to think of another quarterback that essentially we thought he was something, went to another team.
We saw Bortles
Nick Foles
have a brief stretch where he was good. That's just my concern.
Oh boy. All right, let's go to another player here that I love a lot, Hunter Henry. Just needs to stay healthy.
Injuries are the red flag there, and the tight end market this offseason, I believe, is due for a significant reset. The current high is 10 million APY average per year with Jimmy Graham. You got Hunter Henry, who I think talent-wise might be the best tight end available, but injuries have brought him down. Chargers want to bring him back. They don't have that many free agents they could do so, but it's going to be expensive.
Another tight end on our list is Austin Hooper. We're going to ask you here in a little bit who's the better tight end, Hunter Henry or Austin Hooper. You can already let us know in the comments. Talk to me about Hooper.
Hooper has shown consistent and steady growth in each of his NFL seasons, and he's coming off his best year ever. 75 grabs, almost 800 yards, and 6 touchdowns. That's impressive for Hooper, and the Falcons are tight on cap space. NFL teams are looking for tight ends, especially ones who can get open and make plays through the air. So I would not be surprised if one or both of these guys ended up getting 10+ million per year. And it's not like those teams are swimming in cap space. Now, they can, of course, clear it up. You can make it work for any one individual player. But do you want to pay that guy $11 million a year?
So who would you guys pick at tight end? Austin Hooper, type 1. Hunter Henry, type 2. Right now I'm seeing a lot of 1s in the comments, and I don't blame them.
I saw a 3 for Eric Ebron, which I respect.
Okay.
He's not
Eric Ebron, not an option. Pick a tight end. 1 for Hooper, 2 for Hunter Henry. Number 12. I'm actually surprised that he's number 12 on your list. I'll let you say why. It's Derrick Henry.
Are you surprised that he's that low or that high?
Technically that he's that low. I think it's because of the position.
Should he be in the top 10? How about that?
Yes.
Okay, disagree. It is positional value here for Derrick Henry. And he has been great for the Titans. There's a reason he is the number 1 Titans player on this list. It's also there are some great defensive players and other quarterbacks we got to get to as well. What Henry has done for Tennessee, nothing short of incredible. I also have no idea what the market will be like for Derrick Henry, because if you look at the recent deals that have been done, Zeke's turned out okay so far. We also said that about Todd Gurley after year 1. The Todd Gurley, Lev Bell, and especially the David Johnson plus the Devonta Freeman deals, those have been bad for their teams. Now, you can pick that with pretty much all the top highest paid guys, but when your hit rate is, we'll round up and say 40%, that's not good. And Henry now has a lot of mileage on him.
He does.
So you worry about paying a guy that type of money. If I can get him for 12, if I can get him under David Johnson, which I honestly don't think you can, I'm fine with it. But the don't pay a running back crowd is very loud, more than it's ever been. I'd be worried about Derrick Henry, as great as he's been for them this year and last year.
I don't disagree, but for you to put our number 11 player over him, I think there is more risk in A.J. Green playing than Derrick Henry.
You're building a team. Who do you pick first, A.J. Green or Derrick Henry?
I actually picked Derrick Henry.
Interesting, okay. I would pick A.J. Green, so I guess there lies the difference.
A.J. Green didn't play this year.
You're right. The injury concerns are very real for A.J. Green. Do you think he plays next year?
I don't know. I thought he was playing this year. I know Derrick Henry's going to play.
I think he does play this year. In fact, I feel pretty confident he plays this upcoming season. Now, injuries are a big deal for A.J. Green. You're probably not going to get a full 16 games out of him. You also don't have to run the risk necessarily of investing a multi-year deal in A.J. Green. And in a down receiver market, he's worth taking a chance on.
All right, Tom, let's get in now to our top 10 free agents. Number 10, Chris Harris. I love this one.
Age kind of pulls him down a little bit as well, just because he's older. The Broncos reportedly offered him 3 years, $36 million. I think he's going to get more on the open market by at least an extra $1 million a year. Or $1 million or $2 million per year.
Number 9 on our list, Shaq Barrett, and I love these stories. Bet on himself, and it freaking worked.
Cowboys fans know us, who are subscribers to the Cowboys Report. I really wanted Shaq Barrett on the Cowboys. I thought he was an obvious breakout candidate. Didn't get to play that much in Denver because he was behind 2 great players. Barrett comes into Tampa Bay, has an absolutely off-the-wall breakout year, 19.5 sacks. He played so well this year. He bet on himself, and at minimum, he's getting franchise tagged. We'll probably get a multi-year deal. Congrats, Shaq Barrett. You've earned every penny.
Number 8 on our top 25 free agents list, it's Byron Jones. And if there's any Cowboys fans out there, subscribe to Tom's channel. It's youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report, the most watched Cowboys show on YouTube.
Well, I know that Byron Jones does not make turnovers. And that's not necessarily what you want out of a top cornerback. But if he's not letting guys get open either,
that's good.
Well, then that's fine. Give me one of them, not a guy who gets open, not a guy who doesn't make the plays and gets burnt. And Byron Jones is a young, talented, freaky athletic, normally healthy cornerback. The cornerback market kind of got reset with Xavier Howard. I think it is due for another reset with Jalen Ramsey's deal coming up in the near future. Byron, I would not be surprised if he hits the open market, if he tops Howard in terms of highest paid cornerbacks per year. That would not be a surprise to me whatsoever.
If you're a loyal watcher of the show, you know we talked about Yannick Ngakoue a ton during the NFL trade deadline. And if you're not a loyal watcher, now's your chance. Subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv.
Yannick ranks a little bit higher because he's done it for more years than Shaq Barrett has, and he's consistently been an 8, 9, 10, 11 sack guy, and pretty good against the run as well. Jags lost Jalen Ramsey. They want to bring him back. We'll see if they tag him. And just the market generalizing here, he'll probably get $17 million per year at minimum. Like, that's what 8 sacks gets you. I mean, he's better than Trey Flowers, and we saw what Trey Flowers got. So keep that in mind as the cap goes up. So do contracts.
Number 6 on the list, Tom Brady.
I didn't know where to put him. I got to be honest. Like, it's Tom Brady. But
you're right.
How much should a declining soon-to-be 43-year-old Tom Brady get when he's not the same guy he was in his prime? I mean, he's still Tom Brady, but all quarterbacks must not be, they have to end it. They have to regress and hit the wall and be bad at football. That's life. So I think Brady stays in New England. I think they get that done because I think he wants Stanley Kraft wants him to stay, but I don't know where to go. I wonder if it's too high, but also it's Tom Brady. If you just want to sell jerseys, that's your guy.
Seeing some Raiders. I'm seeing the Chargers. If you want to know where we think that Tom Brady's going to play, go check out our YouTube channel. We put out the top 10 destinations for Tom Brady this upcoming season. Now, I want to give a special shout out to today's sponsor, BetDSI. They're the internet's #1 sports book. If you want to get some free money in your pocket, go to chatsports.com/bet. But you also then got to use that promo code NFL120. That gets you a 120% deposit bonus. Go bet on who's going to win the Super Bowl, playoff games. One place to do it. That's at BetDSI.
All right, number 5, Amari Cooper. Both sides publicly have said, hey, we want to get a deal worked out here. We traded a first-round pick for Cooper. Cooper wants to stay. And the raw numbers look pretty great, right? Almost 80 catches, over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's 3 1,000-yard seasons. I think he had one in his rookie year, too, so it's 4 out of 5. He was a bit banged up in 2017, but that last part, a bit banged up. That's what happened this year. I don't think Cooper was right during the season. That's a concern for me. I don't know what's going to happen with Amari Cooper. I think the Cowboys will bring him back. This one does bear monitoring because he wasn't right down the stretch. Do you want to pay a guy $18, $19 million per year? Because that's going to be the market for Cooper.
But when healthy, he is very talented. Let's go to number 4. It's Jadeveon Clowney. I like the move that he made. It's, I think, one of the big reasons why the Seahawks have been as good as what they have been.
Yeah, Clowney missed some time this year. He's been trying to play through injury down the stretch this year. If you only care about sacks, which you should not, I try to get this point across. It often falls flat. Sacks are inconsistent from year to year, from game to game. Pressures and hurry rates, those are a little bit more indicative, and actually I think a lot more indicative of how good a player is at getting to the quarterback. The sacks will ebb and flow. Vic Beasley, the perfect example of that. Clowney only had 3 sacks this year.
But he was disruptive.
That is not indicative of how well Clowney played against the pass and against the run. He is going to get paid in free agency, and the Seahawks, when they traded for him, allegedly promised they would not tag him. Keep that in mind.
Let's go to number 3 on our list, Chris Jones. And if we got any Chiefs fans, start typing Chiefs right now in the comments section. And if you are a Chiefs fan, subscribe to our new Chiefs channel, chatsports.com/Chiefs.
I don't know if Chris Jones is the same household name as maybe the other guys in our top 5, top 10. I think he's the best, or at least one of the best interior defensive linemen not named Aaron Donald in the NFL. The list in some order includes Aaron Donald. It includes Fletcher Cox. It includes Chris Jones. Chris Jones, as an interior guy, is disruptive and consistently gets to the quarterback. The Chiefs have to pay Patrick Mahomes. They need to keep him too. I would be stunned if he hit the open market.
Let's get in now to our top 2. Drew Brees, probably my favorite quarterback in the NFL.
Brees is definitely aging. I think he's starting to decline as well. And this is a very unique situation for Drew Brees. His contract does not necessarily expire in the same way most do. It actually automatically voids at the end of this year once free agency starts. Once it does that, It leaves $21.3 million in dead money on the Saints cap. It was kind of a cap circumventing deal that's very much legal in the NFL. So if the Saints don't get an extension done, they're eating that money. So what you could see them do is try and work out a deal with Drew Brees that says, hey, we'll extend you for 2, maybe 3 years, spread that dead money out so you're not sucking down $21 million in dead money. And if you can do that, you can back with the deal a little bit still and try and space out a little bit easier.
So let us know, how many years does Drew Brees have left? I still think that he has another 2-3 years left in him. So let us know. If you think he's going to retire, type retire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get those votes coming in now in the comments section. How many years does Drew Brees have left? You know what that means, Tom.
Yep.
Time to get into our number one guy. It's Dak Prescott.
I don't think he's going to hit the open market. I believe the Cowboys will at minimum franchise tag Dak Prescott. But when you're looking at, okay, which player is going to get the most money? Who would be the actual most coveted free agent on the open market? Because Dak Prescott is younger than Drew Brees, because he's coming off his best year ever, because he's still developing and growing as a player, Dak's the obvious answer. Now, I know there are Dak haters. That's fine. You guys can admit that you don't watch football. That's okay, too. The growth that Dak Prescott showed this year was incredible. If he hit the open market, he would get a massive contract. He would get a massive extension. You thought Kirk Cousins got a lot? He would get more, if only because the deal has gone up. The cap space has gone up around the NFL. So Dak Prescott, when it's all said and done, he's going to get $33, $34 million per year if it's done, at least 33. He's going to get more than Jared Goff and Carson Wentz got if it gets done this offseason. If he waits until Mahomes gets his earth-shattering deal,
oh boy,
oh man, all bets are off on the quarterback market. It's going to be broken.
So that was Tom and I's top 25 free agents of 2020. But we always say here all the time, Chat Sports, it's not about Tom and I, it's about the people watching. And shit, we got 2,500 people watching us live right now on YouTube. So who is the number one free agent in 2020? Put it in the comments. If you don't want it to be Dak, if you want it to be Drew Brees, if you want it to be Derrick Henry, who is the number one free agent in 2020? Throw it right now in the comments.
FAB, Antonio Brown's not on this list for obvious reasons.
FAB. Who is the number one free agent in 2020?